there's a certain right that like is just you can play on the radio,
Yep.
right? And there's a fixed fee that is regulated by that. Whereas that doesn't exist on the internet, which is one of the reasons that DJs have had a challenge on the internet. You know, I know what we said at the beginning, and some folks who weren't here, we aren't at liberty to say the portion that needs to go to the labels, okay? We are, that's one reason why for the first month we're paying the full thing. And then we're gonna slowly, because you're making a certain amount of money, right? And it's like you're funding your life, it matters. And then we're gonna, you know, it's gonna basically go over the next 11 months. And so you should be able to, you'll start seeing it, if you will. Okay.
So here's my question with that. Is this possibly on the table, a flat fee monthly, or is it always?
No, it will, in general, no. In other words, the labels would not have gone for a flat monthly fee. That would have been one that you'd be like, oh yeah, I want to do that. In other words, it would, like, for example, right now, I don't know if you've looked, they do have that ability on YouTube videos where if you want to use a song for your video, and everyone that said this says, holy shit, that's expensive.
How much?
I don't know. I've talked to other creators that it's not even close to something they would.
So then
flat fees tend to be much higher.
So like, just curious if they're accumulating a special price. All right, let's just say I'm going to use even numbers because it's easy. Let's say I do 10 hours a week, and let's just say I generate $1,000. Then somebody Twitches for 100 hours and they make $1,000. Is the paycheck the same? Or does it matter, or is it if you've been on longer? Because like if I've been on 100 hours, I played a lot more records than the guy who played 10 hours.
It's a percentage.
So it doesn't matter how long you're on?
Doesn't matter how long you're on. It's just a straight percentage. It's just a straight percentage. Okay. Yeah. And part of what we really are hoping, and why one reason we really have been leaning into this is our hope is that this allows us to grow the DJ category on Twitch, so that in the end, if we can grow the DJ category, then you end up making the same or more because you got more audience.
I used this analogy about a month ago on Tweet. I says, if I sell a T-shirt for 20, but it cost me 15 to make it, you tell me I could sell it to 1,000 more people and wholesale it and get them done for 8. Now I make 12. So if I could be in front of 1,000 people instead of 200, then I make more money.
Yep. So and that's obviously better for us, better for all of us. It's hard to grow, right? But that's why we're going to be doing a lot with collaboration and other things. Lots of Twitch streamers make good money from sponsorships.
Way more than.
Okay. Yes. That for as you get bigger, sponsorships become a big part of what you do. Okay. However, because DJs, are they allowed on Twitch? Are they not? Sponsors might be, I don't know, because of what you're doing legal on Twitch, right? And so
and how long you last.
Yeah, how long you'll last, and because it's like, well, wait, you're playing copyright music. Is that okay? Because the sponsor doesn't want to be associated with that. All that gone. Okay, so probably the biggest opportunity, I'm glad you brought it up, because I talked about growing the pie, which is good for us. For you guys, it's like lean into sponsorships. Now, we don't get any of that. The labels don't get any of that. You're building your brand. Right? That's you to do, because that's about you.
The big other thing that people are losing their mind about is the restricted songs, this list.
Yeah, so here's the thing. Don't stress about the list.
Really?
Yeah, because we have deals with pretty much everyone. Now, we do have a list whenever there is an artist that has said, has that gone live yet?
So, yeah, like the Prince one, everyone's losing their mind.
Yeah, so the challenge is, that is just welcome to music. Okay, that is the world Prince, that basically the way to think of it, if you can't see it on, I think Prince is the primary one that everyone is losing their mind, because it used to be Neil Young also.
Got it.
Wouldn't allow, but now Neil Young actually does allow. Not that's a big DJ one, but basically it's the same ones that basically say, I don't want my music on streaming services.
So that's a good point, because now where people are saying, well, this is Twitch and we felt like we could do anything we wanted, and but that's just streaming in general. Like some artists are not on Spotify, some are not on Apple Music, correct?
And the challenge of this, which you know, I think one of the good things about the DJ program is DJs do care a lot about the musicians and their original music. In fact, many DJs are also musicians, the producers. They beat too, right? And so they understand that, okay, in the end, a musician doesn't want their music streamed over the internet. At some level, you got to respect that. It may be frustrating for you, but if Prince is, and now of course it's different in the physical world, okay? And now previously you didn't have this because, you know, we didn't have any explicit rights, okay? And now because we were working on the deal, the labels were sort of letting what was happening keep going, right? But that world wasn't a stable world, because if we didn't get a deal, then the labels like, no, you're like, we're not, you know, they would have started coming after the DJs.
So, is there a way that maybe we could not worry as DJ, not worry about it in the beginning and then learn throughout?
Yeah. So here's the thing. The way to think of it is, if somebody is on that, like there are two categories. One is, are they on the list where they are represented by a major label and they said, please don't play my music? Okay. Then there's, oh, this one just doesn't happen to be on one of the deals. In general, we have all the major, you know, labels and artists. So, and in general, if it's a small one we don't have, they're not the ones that are going to be worked up about it and come and find out or anything like that. So the ones to pay attention to are the big ones, like Prince. Because if everyone's like playing Prince, then we see it, and then, you know, that becomes an issue, right? Because, you know, his estate is like, no, I don't want my music played.
So because they have a deal with Tidal. Oh, not Tidal. No,
I forget who it is.
So it was, I think it was, no, it was Prince. Prince was, Rihanna is another one that's on the list.
That is interesting.
So this is the list. Look, so Rihanna.
We will go through and see why, like some of these.
Queen.
Yeah.
Neil Young, obviously. Jay-Z, look at that. So can we revisit this one and then we can update them?
We will always. I have not looked at the list till now.
Yeah.
And so certainly one that, you know, especially as they are, you know, streaming and doing other things, like Rihanna is kind of surprising.
Yeah. Jay-Z also.
Right. Yeah. Jay-Z and Rihanna are surprising, and a lot of times I think these are people that, like, in terms of their representatives, I think there's probably lots of ways to kind of
make it work.
Yeah, yeah. You know, Prince is one that is, you know, particular, but Rihanna is on the streaming list.
Got it. Okay.
Right? So
that's something we'll revisit and then update.
Yeah.
So guys, don't lose your mind. All right, challenging ones. This is an interesting one, and I don't know if a lot of people. So Bob Marley, Three Birds extended version. That's a song that's restricted, but then the shorter version is not. Is there like certain versions that are restricted and not? Or is this something we have to dive into? Like,
this is something we're going to need to dive into. I'm glad you. So meaning that one song is on the list.
Like the extended version is.
That so it highlights that music licensing is so
complex. Isn't that crazy?
It's so complex because of both publishing rights, recording rights.
Yeah.
You know, I can conjecture who is the rights holder in the extended version that has expressed something versus a shorter version. And you see this with Spotify, right? You see certain things that, like, oh, this song is only on the live album, not the original album, right? If you've ever searched Spotify for a song and it's like, why can I only find it on the live album, right? And it's like...
But again, this is something we're going to work through. So
well, but we're going to work through. But that doesn't. For some of these, it doesn't mean there's always an answer, because the reality is sometimes there's just like there's some complexity with the rights.
Got it.
Right.
Okay.
One of the challenges in all this is labels. They have a very important job, which is to advocate for the rights of creators in the music space. Interestingly, as DJs know, this is one of the challenges where DJs have not had a stable home on the internet long, because they're in one place and then suddenly it gets shut down, right? So in the end, this is trying to figure out what we can and can't do in terms of the labels and their representation of the artists. You know, as I said, I think some of the folks in the block list, it might be possible Some of the other folks, it's like, look, they own the rights. They don't want us to do it. So you kind of have to respect that, right?
Okay.
Yeah, let me jump one in here. In terms of songs on your own catalog, you go ahead and play them. In other words, you don't have to separate them out. Okay, because someone asked, we have 20 plus songs on our own catalog. Do we pay to play our own songs? Can Twitch system detect that? We don't detect that they're not in it. It's not like, oh, this one's like, let's assume you had your own song and it was one of the 33 songs you played, and so therefore we figure out 1/33 doesn't, that's not the way it works, okay, in terms of then you get 1/33 of whatever back. That's, for this use case is, much too complicated. But you still can use the music in your set, right?
Awesome.
You'd be thinking that if you're producing your own music, this doesn't apply to you, okay? Now of course sometimes you're always using stems and other things, samples, but like in general, I think you're fine. But if what you're doing is, using pre-recorded finished songs, then that's what this applies to.
Got it.
So this is music.
Okay.
So we don't have the copyright for the video, right? But that's no different from, you are dealing with that at your own. That's no different than today. We did not get any specific rights for the videos. Now, there is a question of whether or not the rights holder is going to be looking at you for that. But so nothing changes. We now have if you're integrating, we have the rights for the song that may be part of it.
Got it. So you're going to enforce anything at the moment for video DJs?
No, because in fact, actually, if you happen to have a video, we don't know if you have the rights to that video or not. We do know that that is detected as a song, and the song rights holder will get compensated.
Got it. That's good.
Yeah. So if there is an illegal download platform where you are streaming, then if you are streaming videos from those things, that depends on if the rights holder.
Yeah. But again, you said the video isn't really an issue. It's about the song.
Well, no. I want to be clear. This doesn't cover the video. It doesn't give you the right to do it. It doesn't prohibit you. It just doesn't cover the video. Whatever already exists in terms of copyright, in terms of DMCA as a process and all that. So nothing changes. People get caught up in DMCA strikes.
Right.
Okay. But these now are outside of the DMCA, so it's under contract with us and the labels.
Okay.
The labels want this to work.
Got it.
Right? So, we're going to be working with you as we figure this out.
Okay.
And the labels are working with us. And so as we say, like, if like you do something and we get in touch with you and then you keep doing it and you flaunt it, then that's a different issue. But, as we figure this out, both us and the labels and you want to figure it out.
Got it. How often is this list going to be updated?
That is a very good question. I am not sure.
Okay. Is this something we could revisit also?
Well, like I don't want it changing all the time in general, unless names are coming off.
Yeah, no, but that's what I mean. The names off.
Yes, so
adding.
It's absolutely that we can work and talk to the label and say, why is this? So in fact, I think that as we were going towards this launch, for example, we didn't have the list 2 months ago.
Got it.
Right. So in fact, actually, when we were planning it, I hadn't seen the list because they didn't say, "Oh, Dan, here's the list." And so good to see the list, and that's one thing that we can kind of go and understand. Wait, why is this one on the list?
Okay.
What can we do, especially ones that are big for dance music, right? I love the Beatles, but it's probably not as big of an issue. Queen, interestingly, because a lot of people do like to play Queen in their sets.
Yeah.
Obviously, Rihanna, Jay-Z and Rihanna, right? Prince, I doubt, because there's some that they're just pretty,
It has to do with the estate, like you said.
Yes, they're pretty blanket, but Rihanna seems strange.
Got it. Okay. Good.
Right? Because it promotes her music, right?
This is what DJ says. So awesome.
I want to be clear about two different things. It's a little. There are Twitch strikes, and then there are DMCA strikes. Okay, DMCA strikes we have no control of, right? Strikes, that's our system. And under the contract, then, again, the labels want this to work, okay? So, and we're going to continue to have ways that, if you're trying to make this work, we want this to work for you, okay? And we know when you first start, it's going to be a learning curve to figure out.
So this is a good question. Salute to DJ Ali for this one. He says, what is the planned consequence for playing band music and or videos?
That's a good question, and to be honest, I'm not in all of the details about how we're going to communicate and then make sure. And one of this, I will tell you as we're doing this, I know I've been in reviews, but I don't remember all the details there. But I've had said we're going to meet regularly because one thing we have to do is tune the program, as we go along, right? We have to figure out, like, okay, especially as people learn what's happening, So I know early on we'll have a rating about, okay, what problems are we detecting? To also make sure we're not over-detecting, too. If I don't sign up and continue to play music, what will happen?
Yes.
Okay? So, I want to be very clear. This is about DJ and playing music as a central part of what your creative expression on Twitch. Okay? This is not about background music while you're gaming. Okay? That's not the intent of this. Okay? So, if that is outside of what's the intent of this. Okay? If you continue what I'll say, DJ, where the music is a central part of your creative expression, right? Then we have a responsibility under this to detect that, because we will be detecting, and then, basically if you continue to refuse to join, then we need to, issue strikes to stop you from doing that.
Got it.
Now, they're not DMCA strikes, which is good because that means after once you're suspended, there's an opportunity to apply for reinstatement. But you do now, if you are not playing, suppose you are playing music that is purely your music and you own all the rights to it.
Got it.
Okay, that's a different situation, right? Because sometimes you might have a label or something like that, and that's a different situation, right? Where you can then show that you have the rights to that music, and usually those would not be related songs to begin with. So that's the first one. Number two, if you are someone who DJs occasionally, okay, which absolutely is the case, they have a whole thing, they DJ occasionally, you should create a separate DJ channel, because as you sign up to the program, it applies to all of the revenue from that channel. Okay? So if you DJ occasionally, there's no problem with having two channels. Okay. So then, for example, what I will do, because I'll create a channel, and I'll use it because, while this is about DJ, it doesn't mean that it only applies to dance music. Suppose you want to, do a radio station where you're talking about your favorite, American artists, and you're playing music on. Well, this applies to that too. You don't have to dance it. Okay, but and then one trick that everyone here can use. If you open up a stream together session between your two accounts,
okay,
when you first start doing this, a notification will go out to all your followers in your main account. So basically, you take your secondary account, okay, the new one you just created, you create a stream together session with your guest of your primary account, okay, and then a notification goes out saying you're live on this other account, and then maybe put something, when you first start, put something up that says, hey, live streaming on my DJ channel. Okay, so that's number two. If you only do it occasionally, create a separate account, and if you on the help page, if you're a partner and an affiliate, we have a process by which that secondary account is partnered or affiliate.
Got it.
Okay, so that way that happens.
Okay, so
okay, why don't you go?
Can I add that? No, because this is a piggybacking off of yours. So I do marbles on stream, only DJ on rare occasions, which you just said.
Yep.
The instructions say to create a second account on Twitch for each channel thing. It referenced being able to link them. How is this done, which you just said? Will it bring over my current followers, and am I also automatically affiliated?
So you'll automatically, it doesn't bring over your followers, so that's why you need to do, and get everyone to follow your new account. Okay. After you get your followers to follow it, then you can stop, bothering with this. But initially, if you use Stream Together, they get the notification. Okay, so that way they know you're live. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. All right.
And in terms of how to do it, again, if you search on the help page, there's a specific thing to make sure your new account is affiliate or partner. You basically have to fill out two tickets, one on each account, that says link this to here, link this to here. I know I did it myself as opposed to having them do it for me just so that I had to experience. So I did it last night where I felt a little bit of a hassle, but that's because it's kind of like with, some tape and mirrors. So, we didn't do a lot of engineering to automate that because that would have just taken longer.
Got it. Awesome. With this partner thing, I think some of the people are going to be, because the affiliate is one part, but then they got the purple check on one channel and then
no, but the purple check on the other channel.
Will they?
Yeah, you don't have to re-earn your status.
Oh, you don't have to re-earn?
No, that's my point.
That's the point.
You don't have to re-earn your status. That when you go through the process of linking the accounts through the customer experience, then we apply the partner status or the affiliate status. It takes a day or whatever for them to do it. Yeah. So you do not have to re-earn.
Boom, that's huge.
Okay, you do like fill out the information so we can send the money to your account.
Yeah.
Right? And it is good actually for you. You want sort of that money coming in separately so you understand what's the money I make from this account versus that account. Right? You kind of want them in separate deposits and separate, which is the way it'll work as opposed to suddenly it's all blended together.
Got it.
So let's distinguish two different things. There's one thing which is background music. There's another thing which I'll just say a radio host, which says you are doing a music stream, okay, where your stream is about music, which, by the way, I am going to do because I'm a huge music fan, and sometimes I'll do streams, and I'm going to do that on my DJ channel because then that stream is all about music. It may not be dance music, but it's still playing music, and this still applies to that so that I can freely do that, whereas previously, if I did that is using copyrighted music.
Got it. Okay, cool. But that is still kind of a DJ program, no?
Yeah, it is. It's part of the DJ. Because we think of DJs as dance music, but DJs is you are playing pre-recorded music as an integral part of your creative expression. Now that we have a DJ category, right? And the other thing that previously we weren't able to actively do events around DJs because technically we were supposed to, they're on Twitch, right? So that's going to allow us now to kind of generate a lot more awareness to DJs on Twitch, and our desire is to actually grow the number of people that are watching DJs on Twitch. Now you talked about collaboration, and one of the foundations of Twitch is collaboration. So one of the things that I strongly encourage DJs to start playing around with is Stream Together.
Okay.
And so Stream Together is the tool that we built that kind of helps streamers collaborate together while they're both streaming. And we're going to launch a new feature. It was going to launch yesterday, but it got delayed till next week, called drop-ins.
Okay.
The way drop-ins work is another streamer, if they're live, can knock on your door. They see, on the left nav, if you look at your home page or on your channel page, you see a little button they can hit. And then something pops up in your chat. If you answer the door, y'all are both streaming on each other's channels. Okay? And in fact, one of the things this will allow is what I call a drop-in party. So one of the challenges of a raid train is it's all linear. At any given time, only one channel is streaming, and then I hand off to you. But you might stream for 4 hours. I might stream for part of those 4 hours. What we want to do is sometimes we can just hang together. Okay? Where you play a number, I play a number, we talk about the number, right? You can have up to 6 folks handing off back and forth between who's in the lead.
Oh, wow.
Okay? And eventually we're going to have shared chat with them. And so there's this idea of a DJ party where maybe you get 30 or 40 DJs, all of them dropping in on each other. And then at the end, maybe this is what we would have done tonight if it was live before. Right. As opposed to having a singular raid train, we would have had a bunch of parties all raiding into the event tonight.
Got it. Wow, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Delays is that thing with DJs kind of doing things together. A big delay,
that'll
probably be a little bit.
It's not that big of a delay though. And now, if you're using a cloud OBS like us, there's a little bit more delay. But most of you don't use cloud OBS. That it actually isn't, because if you and I see, there's a 500 millisecond delay, so you can't be playing the same track at the same time. But if you're playing, so yours goes down, there's a 300 millisecond, but it's hardly noticeable. It's kind of it's the same delay on a Zoom call. So I was playing a song on a Zoom call, and then you played a song next on the Zoom call, you probably wouldn't notice. One of the things the reason Twitch works so well in building community is because we keep people on your channel. right? It's not it's not where people are just wandering around. The main focus. So people who use Twitch spend most of the time on your respective channels. So often the best place for discovery, like we do a lot where we'll put DJs here and we'll do stuff on the homepage, but that doesn't drive a ton of growth. The biggest thing that drives growth is collaboration on Twitch. And one reason that gaming worked well on Twitch is gaming is inherently collaborative. When you're gaming with other people. Okay? And so you meet other people when you game, and then you often stream with other people when you game. Now the interesting thing with DJs is DJs are highly social. They're networks of DJs, they know each other because they go to each other's shows. So the good news is they already have a community of knowing each other. The thing we need to do is jumpstart that collaboration on stream. Okay, a stream together is a big part of that, and finding groups that say, yeah, we're going to get together and do like a drop-in party of this or that. So that way, more viewers are getting exposed to more DJs.
I love it.
And by the way, I love the idea of DJs collaborating with gaming streamers.
Yeah,
right? You can use stream together and get the gaming streamers that you meet here or there to come on your stream, because a lot of times the way you want to grow is by finding other streamers, and they may not be DJ streamers, okay? But maybe, you drop in on them and you talk about being a DJ and you hang out with them and you get to know some of them. And like tonight's party is a great example. We got Twitch streamers, we got DJ streamers. Keep finding a way to meet each other, right? And then collaborate together.
TwitchCon this year is going to be different.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are going to have more DJ things.
Yep.
There's going to be DJs playing.
Yep.
You're going to be in the lobby, events.
Yep.
Amazing.
Yeah. And so that we both have one stage that'll have DJs, and then on the campus stage, the DJs will be in between the live music.
So that's going to be a big change.
Yeah.
Big change. Love that.
Yeah. We can lean into it now. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that's right. We're launching the Creator Club, which DJs will be the first one that we're launching, which is a Discord server to help the DJs to get to know each other.
How does Twitch feel about streamers who drink alcohol or smoke weed on stream? Does it hinder their partner push? And that's a two-part question.
Yeah, well, it's my view is we have a set of policies that are well written in terms of what you can do and can't do. Okay, it's not about feelings. It's about what are our policies, and if you're within the policies, then that's okay. Okay, so I'll have a beer when I'm on stream, right? And I don't want to go into reading the policies right now, but if it's within the policies, it's okay. It doesn't come down to feelings at all. Okay, and the answer is no. It does not affect your partner application. We don't say, oh, they drink a little on stream, so then you can't be. We do not do that.